Early on the first day of the week, while it was still dark, Mary Magdalene came to the tomb and saw that the stone had been removed from the tomb. So she ran and went to Simon Peter and the other disciple, the one whom Jesus loved, and said to them, "They have taken the Lord out of the tomb, and we do not know where they have laid him." Then Peter and the other disciple set out and went toward the tomb. The two were running together, and the other disciple outran Peter and reached the tomb first. He bent down to look in and saw the linen wrappings lying there, but he did not go in. Then Simon Peter came, following him, and went into the tomb. He saw the linen wrappings lying there, and the cloth that had been on Jesus' head, not lying with the linen wrappings, but rolled up in a place by itself. Then the other disciple, who reached the tomb first, also went in, and he saw and believed. For as yet they did not understand the scripture that he must rise from the dead. Then the disciples returned to their home. But Mary stood weeping outside the tomb. As she wept, she bent over to look into the tomb, and she saw two angels in white, sitting where the body of Jesus had been lying, one at the head and the other at the feet. They said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping?" She said to them, "They have taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." When she had said this, she turned around and saw Jesus standing there, but she did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to her, "Woman, why are you weeping? Whom are you looking for?" Supposing him to be the gardener, she said to him, "Sir, if you have carried him away, tell me where you have laid him, and I will take him away." Jesus said to her, "Mary." She turned and said to him in Hebrew, "Rabboni," which means teacher. Jesus said to her, "Do not hold on to me, because I have not yet ascended to the Father. But go to my brothers and say to them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God." Mary Magdalene went and announced to the disciples, "I have seen the Lord." And she told them that she had seen that he had said these things to her. This is the word of God for you people of God.
Thanks be to God. I panicked for a few seconds there because I realized I forgot to turn off my mic, so that means you heard me sing with the children, and I was like, oh! And we're videotaping, so that's great. There was a theologian who was speaking to an auditorium full of people. He was a progressive one. So he was speaking for 2.5 hours about how the resurrection of Jesus Christ really didn't take place. He went on to talk about there is no historical evidence to support our claim. So therefore, if Jesus Christ was ever resurrected, it wouldn't be a literal, physical one, but maybe a spiritual and a visionary one. So after he poured out his heart for 2.5 hours, he opened up the floor for some Q&A. And way in the back, an elderly gentleman raised his hand. So the theologian called on him. The elderly man got up slowly from his chair with an apple in his hand. He said, "I have a question I would like to ask you." The bite of the apple, crunch, 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 chewed it, swallowed his apple bite, and said, "It's a simple question." Took another bite, crunch, 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 swallowed his bite. "I haven't read the books you talked about today." Took another bite. "Don't really know too much about all the famous theologians you talked about today either." Crunch, crunch, crunch. So he basically would say a sentence, eat his apple, say a sentence, eat his apple. He was down to the core and he said, "But really, the question I want to ask you is, can you tell me whether this apple is bitter or sweet?" silence in the auditorium. What is the theologian going to say? Is this some theologically complicated question? And the theologian kind of says, well, sir, I can't answer your question, for I haven't tasted your apple. And then the elderly man said, that is right. You haven't tasted this apple, and you haven't tasted my Jesus. Walked out, and then the auditorium was filled with round of applause. Powerful statement. Have you tasted the risen Lord in your life? Do you know what he tastes like that you can describe to your friends, your family, and others? Is there a difference knowing about Easter versus understanding Easter? According to today's text, John believes there is a difference, and then the difference is very important. You see two of Jesus' disciples, when they hear from Mary Magdalene that Jesus' body isn't in the tomb, they rush to see with their own two eyes. And when they go into the tomb and they see only the linen wrappings, according to John's text, they see and believe, yet they did not understand. Kind of confusing. If they saw it and believed, what did they not understand? What was it that they believed? John thinks when the two of the disciples, who we know as John and Peter, when they saw the linen wrappings instead of Jesus' body, they believed that Jesus was no longer dead. They knew in their hearts that Jesus was alive. But they didn't understand what that meant. What did Jesus' resurrection mean for them, mean for humanity and creation? So they go back home. What about Mary Magdalene, a devout follower of Jesus, someone who loved and adored Jesus? She sees two angels, but she doesn't recognize them. She even sees Jesus, but she thinks he's a gardener. She doesn't see, she doesn't believe, she doesn't understand. But Jesus, being the loving Jesus that he is, calls her by her name, Mary. And with that name, with that voice, her spiritual eyes open, and she sees and recognizes the Master. Why are you here this morning? I've never seen our sanctuary this packed before. I was in the back, and I was telling some of my friends, I said, there are some people I met today that I haven't met in my life, so I hope you know them and you can introduce them to me. Why are you here this morning? Is it because this is something you do every year on Easter Sunday? You go and worship? Or are you here because you truly understand what today means? The elderly man asked, you have yet tasted my apple, therefore you can't tell me whether it's bitter or sweet. Have you tasted Jesus? Mary was crying. She was in so much pain. She was grieving in sorrow. But when she tastes the risen Christ, her attitude, her feeling is completely changed. Instead of crying, she's jumping up and down. Instead of being in despair, she is filled with hope. She's revitalized, renewed. I hope you are here today because you have tasted the risen Lord. And you wanted to join all God's children celebrating what this day means for us. But if you're joining us today, but you have yet to experience the risen Lord, I promise you, when you get a taste of him, you're going to be so happy. You're going to be glad. And you'll be back for more. Let us join everybody today from all corners of the earth, praising and celebrating the resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. Easter blessings.